basically he's making the final season, but doing it in the style of a documentary about the filmmaking process of making a season for a TV show, because then it's legally okay for him to go into investigative reporting about a copyright. So it's this weird little loophole that he's getting in order to finish his story about his character, and I love it. And it's a really good story.
Stick it to the man.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, God.
We hear you. Jeremy's still MIA.
I don't know where Jeremy went.
You got the Windows update and still beat Jeremy.
Restarted stream and my audio and everything. Yeah, I went to go to push to talk, and then it was like everything went silent. I was like, oh shit, Windows update. Whenever something breaks on my computer, it's because Windows is forcing an update.
Thanks, Windows.
Right?
Would you like to update now or right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, if you don't update, everything's going to stop working.
Yep. Sin said it best. It's got me by the proverbial balls.
Jeremy! Oh, I saw it flicker for like a second.
I don't believe you.
I saw his name light up.
Hello?
There he
I
is.
want to believe.
Hey, sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom.
Unacceptable.
How dare you do that before the game starts?
I dared.
That's right, you have to wait till during the game to go do that. It's
But-
on the appropriate time.
Ben did rule that whoever got into roll 20 last has to give the recap. So, sorry, buddy. It's all you.
It's the
Well, damn.
rules.
I gotta go find my book.
I'm just curious how many people remember what "it is known" means.
That's from Game of Thrones, right?
Well, it's on our map now.
It's under the bridge. It is known. We know what's under there. It is known.
I think it's Masende over there.
Where the hell did my note go?
Probably.
Alright, let's spitball this off the top of my head while I'm thinking. So not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, the group of us sat down to play Vampire the Masquerade, where we all pretended to be vampire, and it was a super blast. Ben was the storyteller. There it is.
That's some excellent vamping.
All factually accurate.
What the hell, Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy, what the hell?
Oh wait, no, that is the. Oh, did I really just put last session? Okay, I went and returned the drugs to Mr. Howard, who gave us $2,500. Then, after that, we met back up. Me, Terry, and damn it, names Alex went to Mr. Howard's establishment, and Blake and Jay went to scout the punk ass bitch lair.
Close enough.
After we did the deal, I feel like I'm missing something because after we did the deal.
You're doing good.
We
Oh,
did
we-
establish that the other girl's name was Stephanie, and that took a while.
Yeah, that did take a while.
It was also was last session us setting up the map too.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense why I don't have that much.
Yeah,
Because then,
we had a great time setting
oh
up the
no, it's a
city.
blast. It's just me looking back. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing an hour.
Yeah, and then we kind of had combat, which took a little while. So
No, but and we beat the shit out of those people, and now we're gonna take them back to the proper authorities, whoever
Yeah.
and wherever those might be. Did I forget anything?
no, that was it.
Yeah, I think that was pretty accurate.
Way to go.
Although we have now been able to update the map. Just south of Hemlock Avenue is now officially
Love it.
Punk Ass Bitch Lair.
Yes, but
The Pabble for short.
So I believe we wrapped up with one PAB vampire staked and completely comatose.
Yeah.
One comatose due to just sheer amounts of damage.
yo,
And one standing there somewhat frightened and unsure of what exactly to do, attempting to be charmed by Blake.
oh yeah, Blake stopped me from killing that dude.
That lady.
By just saying stop. Sorry. I'm here. I'm sorry.
Hello.
So Blake, you're the one who's keeping an eye, particularly on this young female vampire,
Yes,
and she's looking very skittish.
as she should.
What would you like to do?
I mean, we already told her we're going to do this the easy way, the hard way, and it looks like she's kind of ready to just go along with it. So, I mean, she's just standing there, or
She has not done anything aggressive. But again, she looks like she might bolt any second.
okay, well, I'll just look at her and let her know if you try it, it's not going to end well for you. It's better for you just to come willingly.
What happens if I do that?
And she's just going to kind of look at either of her friends that were just really easily taken down in just like one fell swoop, and then just look back at her. Do I really have to answer that?
You've made it clear what happens if I try to fight. What happens if I go with you?
I guess we'll find out, won't we? Come on, I don't have much time. This place is disgusting. And so are you. You probably should have showered. Let's go. And Blake's gonna like usher towards the door, you know, like
Okay.
gathering. Come on, troop. Let's go.
All right, the girl like walks up to you and starts to move in the direction of the door that you motioned to.
And she'll look back to Terry and oh god, Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I know they're written out for me, but I can't remember who's who.
Terry will just like heft like both of the unconscious dudes, like one over each shoulder.
Easy enough for you.
Yeah. I have supernatural strength now.
I'd like to start rummaging through all their stuff for any money, drugs, or guns.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get out of here because it's disgusting in here, and I don't want to be in here anymore.
Keep an eye on her. She's gonna try to run.
She can try.
And Alex will help looking around this apartment. Does it for any signs that there could be a fourth or any more of them?
Ooh, good call.
right.
We have the radio from Jay.
I have it on my notes from the last time. Get some kind of comms. I don't think we have
don't have
comms
any.
yet.
No,
Okay.
I thought we established you guys had gone and bought some walkie-talkies.
Maybe we
Circuit
did.
check.
Yeah, from Circuit Check.
That's right. Okay, then yes, we do have comms. Old notes.
I think, does Blake have it? Who
The
has
comm?
yeah, don't we have like a walkie-talkie?
We probably bought a set for everyone to
I
have some
remember
kind of
Jay
earpiece.
being able to talk to us.
I think Jay and Rain.
I don't
Rain?
want one because it's really gonna mess up how I look.
Well, Jay was gonna. I think I said at the end of last session, I was gonna Batman my way in there. So I thought I was there as well, but if not, then I'm
No,
across
you
the
should
way.
have been in there, yeah, because you like came in a sneaky way.
You said you were monitoring like the hallways and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, right, with my heightened senses, looking for additional voices and things.
Well, then Terry will just shout into the hallway, Jay, make sure she doesn't run.
Oh, that won't be a problem.
Ah!
And about the time that Terry's yelling, Jay, make sure she doesn't run, and Alex and Rain are starting to like root around the room trying to find anything, and Blake is distracted, the girl does exactly that. She bolts.
God damn it!
Can I take the body that's in my hand and try to impale the stake into her?
Well, I mean, she was already making her way like out the door.
Okay. Well, it's all you, Jay.
Her out first.
All right. I take out after this lady.
No, we established you were not in the room with them. So
But he was in the hallway that she would have bolted towards.
That's why I shouted.
I think that there's enough empty hallways in this place that she may know of a different path out the building than the way you guys came in.
Okay. I'll track her by her footsteps because I am heightened my senses for this current scene.
Okay.
And before she gets too far, I'm gonna go after her. Like she was within reach. I didn't, let her stray too far away from me. I was kind of right there. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's got like a major lead on you, but
Oh no,
she
definitely
took
not.
the opportunity of people being slightly distracted to just run. And I believe what we're going to have to do here is another sort of contest. So, luckily for her, she's much more capable of running than she was of fighting. So,
I don't run. I have heels on.
and you're also going to be at a penalty because this place is just disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's on you, Jay.
Jay,
not
you can
a good
describe what you'd like to do. She's bolting, and given that she's familiar with this building, I'm going to give her a little extra die pool for her knowledge of the surroundings and trying to just escape and get away. So, Jay, you and Blake can describe what you want to do, and then we'll have you guys roll.
I'm actually not skilled at anything physical. So let's see here. I'm gonna try to use awareness to track where she's going, and perhaps dexterity to see if I can try to find some kind of shortcut, whether it's vaulting over things or through small windows, and see if I can get out ahead of it using my brain.
Okay. So I'm going to say that this is a moderate difficulty. She knows the building better than you do, and she's just trying to get away. You're trying to track her through an unfamiliar space. So you're going to need 3 or more successes on your check.
Okay. Would this count as a perception-based as I'm trying to track? Or a perception-based skill?
I don't think this is going to apply for your additional dies.
Gotcha. And difficulty is 3?
Yes.
Ha! I did it.
No, you rolled 2 of 3 successes.
Oh, damn. All right, I didn't do it.
So she's getting away, but you're at least able to get in the general direction. But she knows like which doors were open, and you ended up trying to go a slightly different way and find a locked door you had to kind of work your way through. So she is getting away, but she's not gone yet. But she is outside the building, and I want to say she's got a good, 15-yard lead on you as you come out of the building.
Blake,
What would
do
you
you
like
have
to do from
anything?
there?
I'm debating on which way I want to take this.
And Blake, you can definitely just follow her. Like you can go.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna follow her, but as I'm following her, and before I get out of the building, I would like to use. I'm gonna tell you what I want to do, and you're gonna have to help me with the skill part of it, because I was thinking I could use my firearm skill along with potentially manipulation, and I want to fire a round off, and I'll yell out, "If I scuff my shoes trying to hunt you down, I'm gonna pull you apart limb from limb, and I'm still going to capture you."
That sounds a lot more like an intimidation.
Yeah, but I didn't see which one intimidation. I was trying to figure out how to put. Okay, well, there's intimidation, but like firearm, there's a gun, because I don't have any circles in intimidation.
I agree. You don't have any circles of intimidation. I can see why you would want to use firearm.
I'll take the. Or I could use persuasion. It's very persuasive.
That sounds a lot like an intimidation to me.
That's okay. I'll go with intimidation and manipulation.
Sure.
Okay, I'll take it. I just have to remember. And is there any extra dice right now, or no?
No, in fact, you're taking a dice penalty.
Oh no!
That's the opposite of what you wanted.
I take it back. I
If
didn't.
she's outside of the building, does that go away? Never mind, she's good. Or she could just be a boss bitch.
Yep. Or you could just be a boss bitch.
I do not want to scuff these heels. So
Damn.
I
You
want
do
to
exactly what you
do-
described. You fire a round off, and the thing is, like, you unintentionally manage to clip this girl in the leg. And being that she's a vampire, it's not like it puts her down. But given that you're close enough behind her, it scares her. And she, like, her instincts start to kind of take over, and she just dives behind something and hunkers down.
And Terry, like, jump out of the building, like, towards the sound of that gunshot?
with the 2 men you're carrying over
Yeah,
your shoulder.
absolutely. What more vampire thing can I think of than just, like, jumping out the second story with these 2 dudes on my shoulders?
Yeah, I'll say you can do that. You find you find a hole in the roof in one of the buildings or in one of the rooms and just jump straight through it. And you see Blake like sauntering up past a dumpster with her gun trained like at something, crouched down behind the dumpster. And so, Blake, you see this girl just hunkered down.
And she's gonna look down at her and say, "Little mouse, I told you we could do this the easy way or the hard way."
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
That would have made for a much more interesting evening, let me tell you. But unfortunately, you're coming with us. She's gonna like usher the gun, like kind of gesturing, like, come on, let's go. We've done enough here.
All right. And we'll cut the scene there. You have the two incapacitated fellows and her, and she is no longer putting up much resistance. Like, you can tell she's still looking for an opportunity to run, but she knows she missed her chance.
Get in the Suburban.
Yes, in the Suburban, not my car. Definitely not my car.
No, absolutely not. Where should we take them? To the bar?
Is there like we would know? I mean, Blake would know where to take these people. We have to go see the prince, right? Like, or his people.
You would know that the person you're looking for is Gareth Black, who is the sheriff of New Amsterdam.
That's so cool.
And you, Blake, you can basically reach out to your contacts and make it known that you need to meet him and either arrange a meeting place of your choice or just basically ask, like, is there a place that he would like us to attend? So I'll leave that up to you guys whether you want to arrange and pick a place.
I'm okay with him picking a place because I feel like he's classy enough to not pick a dump.
Okay.
A classy sheriff?
He better be a classy sheriff. He works for the prince.
He's a vampire. I mean,
Now I want to make that a D&D character, the classy sheriff. He's just so classy.
this classy. I mean, I personally think that oh my God, Ryan, your character in the Western campaign, I just blanked on his name.
Alron.
I think he is a very classy sheriff.
Oh, is he a classy guy?
Classist. He's got a silver star.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe he's not this classy.
Did
It's
Me
just
and Alex
the part
fight
we were
anything?
at earlier.
Yeah, so if you guys continue to rummage through, you find an assortment of like wallets and things that have been gone through and discarded. The contents of them, like there's no cash left, but as you look, you see a variety of credit cards and bank cards and that sort of thing.
Are there any IDs that might look similar to party members? Like I might have found a fake ID for someone in the group, like, oh, this looks like Terry or Jay or Alex or me or Blake. Not like super close, but it's one of those
Right.
ones like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when somebody's not paying attention, you just flash it and let's turn that into a luck roll. We'll see.
Ooh, do I roll for that?
Yeah, you're gonna roll a D100. You get 75 or above. I'll say you find one that works for somebody.
Oh, come on, dice gods. Yes!
All right. Now, do you think you found one for Alex or Jay or Terry or yourself?
Let's roll a D4 for it. And we'll go with...
And Blake, I realize that you're also an option, but he's not going to find anybody that looks that attractive.
It's true.
Okay,
It's
so
true. You can't fake this.
Hey, Terry is beautiful, okay?
All right, so Lucas is 1, I'm 2, Terry's 3, Ryan's 4. Sorry, I mixed up real names and. All right. Me?
I don't
Yeah,
know who's 2. You
That's
just
what you
said it.
Yeah, because I went with the Discord order.
There you go.
Okay. So, Rain, you found an ID that actually looks decently enough like you. Like, it looks like a better fed version of you. Like, maybe if someone looked at it, they might think, wow, guy's probably got a drug problem now. But, close enough.
I mean, they're
Uh,
not wrong.
Alex, check this out. This guy looks like me, kind of, if you squint.
Sure. I guess I could see it.
What's his name?
What does that have to do with anything?
His name is Harold Stevens? That's a terrible fucking name.
It sounds like a fake ID.
I just spitballed the name off my head, and that was a kid
Great.
I knew in high school. But yeah, I got a fake ID. I might help at some point. I don't know.
Yeah. Now we can buy alcohol.
Huzzah!
More so with the authorities and such.
It was a joke.
You do not find any weapons, and as you look around, again, there's enough discarded like wallets and things that you suspect these 3 have been squatting here for a while and have been poaching. Like there's probably 6 to 8 individuals who have disappeared since these people came in here.
That makes more sense, because I was thinking they were stolen, but as you say it out loud, I'm reminded that we are creatures of the night. Yep. Yep. Do I smell any blood in the air? Is there any victims nearby that...
There's a scent of like stale blood that each of you would pick up. Nothing fresh, and no scent that would imply that there's a body around. You think they were at least intelligent enough to dispose of a body if they created one.
I'm good. I can't find anything else. Look at Alex. Do you find anything?
Any signs that there were more of them?
No, it looks like there were only these 3.
No. That gunshot's going to bring some unwanted attention.
Yeah, hopefully they found her. Yeah, whatever that girl is. Could have just killed her from the get-go. Or not killed. Staked. Shit's weird.
I'm sure if she tries to run, Blake will just run her down with her car.
She is cold.
I would not let her scuff my car like that. Not there, but be a disservice to the car. I'd let you guys hunt her down with a Suburban.
A Suburban's more of a running down car anyways.
They're harder to dent.
But then I'm good.
All right. So Blake, you reach out, and again, this isn't like you can just make a phone call, or at least not like from a cell phone anyway.
Caw-caw!
But you pass the custody of the miscreants off to the rest of your group, and Blake, you head into downtown. Let's go back to the big map.
Just going to Mirror Best.
Yep, Blake, you go to Mirror Best. Ooh, sheesh. And there are certain locations that are controlled and kind of. There's not really anywhere that is a consistent gathering place for the Camarilla. That kind of stuff is far too dangerous. But there's kind of a network of locations that are frequented by enough different members that you can typically find someone if you need to find them. And so you start making the rounds through those locations. And at the second place you stop, which is a fancy restaurant that happens to, be frequented by people who do more sitting and observing than eating. You see someone and you're able to pass on the message that you need to get in contact with the sheriff. You have a matter to bring to his attention. And the word basically is passed back to you that they'll let the sheriff know, and you will receive word before dawn of where to meet the next night.
She'll be grateful for that, but also disappointed that it's going to take so long and she has to hold on to these vermin.
Well, you can choose to try to expedite the meeting by making it a more urgent request.
Blake, okay, Blake will definitely do that. No, she doesn't want to deal with this any longer. She wants this trash out of her sight.
All right, what sort of skill are you going to use?
Charisma and persuasion.
Okay. I will again say this is a moderate difficulty. You're just trying to get someone in a position of authority to respond on your timetable. But that this is kind of the sort of business he would typically be expected to engage in. So go ahead and roll, and then you can role play out how your successes go.
Messy critical.
All right.
I got all the colors. That's good, right?
Well, you succeeded, but it's going to be a little messy.
That's because I've had to deal with ugly things for so long that my head isn't on as straight as it could have been.
And I think that's exactly how I want you to roleplay this. Is that you're so tired of just dealing with these dirty, disgusting people.
Mongrels.
Okay, look. I understand that there's a process to these things, and I understand these things take time, but I need you to realize that we've had these guys in our possession for far too long, and we need them off of our hands. And we're really trying to follow the rules, but if they're stuck with us for too much longer, then it's just going to become a problem. So if we could expedite this, that would be a lot better. The sooner the better, really. It's for everyone's benefit at this point.
I see. So then I take it that you're invoking one of the... Ah, crap. I had the word and then I lost it.
Parlay.
No, the rules. I forget what they call them.
Oh, the Camarilla rules?
It's
The
tradition.
masquerade?
The traditions, thank you. Ah, I see you are invoking one of the traditions. I shall notify the sheriff at once.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that, yes.
Do you know where Elysium was last held?
Would I know that?
I'd say you probably don't. I'm going to guess you didn't attend last time.
Let's say I didn't know.
All right. You need to arrive at the delivery entrance of the Modern Art Museum no later than 1 a.m. tonight.
She's just gonna nod in agreement.
We will inform the sheriff. He will be there. You will explain your case and your request, and he will take the appropriate actions.
Perfect. Yes, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you moving this along so we can all wash our hands of this and our bodies in our cars and burn the clothes.
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad it's at an art museum too. I must say that's a relief.
It is interesting that you choose to invoke the traditions, but so be it.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I don't know what these traditions are, Ben.
And that's why it's so much
Blake
fun.
knows. That's okay. It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm prepared.
So what you need to be thinking about is that
Outfit.
well, yes, obviously your outfit. But basically, you are invoking one of the 6 fundamental rules of the Camarilla. And you are effectively saying that you are making a charge against individuals for a breach of one of those traditions. At least one of those traditions. So the team and the traditions, if you refer to the rule book, or start on page 51. You need to be prepared to make your case to the sheriff about how the individuals you've captured have violated one or more of these traditions and the penalty you wish to see meted out. Basically, you're invoking a trial.
So, for example, they violated the 5th tradition of hospitality to honor one another's domain. When they came to this city, they did not present themselves to us, the rightful people who rule it there. Without the word of acceptance, thou art nothing.
And their existence is inherent of some violation of the 3rd tradition, as they would only have been sired without the ruling prince's permission.
Yes, you could certainly invoke that these individuals were sired without permission, did not introduce themselves to the prince of the city.
Oh, that's it.
And gain his blessing.
That's it. Ooh, yeah, Alex is gonna have to do the talking here.
So, you guys can, again, sort of think about who you want to make the case and how you want to make it. And Blake, what you would know about the sheriff is that Gareth Black is a oh, crap. I want to say he's a Malkavian. So he's a little on the intense side. And he's very controlled in his demeanor. But he gives off a really hard-edged, like, dangerous vibe. And it's one of the reasons that he was made sheriff. Is that he scares people. But you get the news back to the group that they need to show up at the Modern Art Gallery, and that is in Mirabest before 1 a.m. So you guys have a few hours to prep with anything you want to prep with.
I would like to talk to our new captive.
All right, well, 2 of them are basically incapacitated, and unless you either feed Then, well, one of them you just have to unstake, and he will be injured but awake.
I
The
want to
other
talk
one-
to Mouse.
Okay. Ask
Um,
away.
Are we back at our hideout?
I'll say, yeah, you guys ended up going back to the bodega while Blake was running errands.
Just to make sure, the guy that went unconscious due to the damage, is he gonna come back conscious at some point?
Yes, but it will take him, like, it's unlikely to happen this evening unless you basically
s-
feed him some blood to help him recover.
Can I still like get a broom handle or something and stick it through his chest just in case?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that.
Can we interrogate the lady in the Suburban?
Sure.
For the group wise, I don't want to bring someone that we're going to be bringing to trial to see what we've got in our hideout.
Probably a good idea.
Makes sense to me.
I don't want them to see my N64 and all the technology
No,
that
we
we
could
have.
just, I'm sure there are other abandoned places in
Yeah.
Ridgemont.
We can find maybe like an old oh god, like a self-storage unit. Store box.
We could literally just go to a parking lot or
Yeah.
something.
Well, somewhere where we enclosed where this
There's
person
a
can't grab it
parking
again.
garage.
Yeah,
Hey, the parking garage.
yeah. Just like someplace low key, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go to the
And
parking
it
lot
would
of the
make sense
915.
for Blake to meet us back at the parking garage.
We need beepers or pagers.
They can be tracked by
Those are
the. They can be tracked by the Second Crusade. We can't have them.
While you guys are intimidating and interrogating or whatever this person,
Inquisition. That's what
I had to put Charles to bed real quick, so it'll be a minute. But I'm here.
You're driving back. It's cool.
I'm driving back. Okay.
Oh no, there's a wreck on 21st Street. It's gonna be a while.
She's listening to the Making My Way Through the Hood, sipping this Shack song.
Imagine Blake blasting that music while they're driving down the road.
So, Rain's gonna reach in. He's put his jacket back on. He's gonna reach into his jacket pocket, pull out a crumpled pack of marbles, put one in, light it, and go to offer her one.
She just looks at you like, what's wrong with you?
No, I'm sorry. It's a bad habit I kept. My name's Rain. What's your name?
Lisa.
Your two buddies you're running with, Lisa. What are their names? If you don't mind me asking.
That one, she points to the one that was thoroughly beat up. That's Sean.
That's the guy
And-
from the club, right?
Yeah. And the other one, that's Mike. Like, who are you guys? Like, I mean, I don't know what to make of this whole vampire thing. Like, it's only been a couple of months, but like, I didn't know there were more of. I mean, I just assumed there were more. But like, who the hell? Where did y'all come from? How did y'all know where we were?
Buddy Sean here isn't as smooth as he thinks he is.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Sean. Oh, the second guy. It was Lisa, Sean, and Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Thank you.
I don't like how you spelled Sean, but that's okay. We'll leave it
That's
up to our
how I spelled
differences.
it.
Oh, maybe he's a relative of the Irish Hammer.
That's how my little brother spells his name, so that's how I've spelled it.
Oh, yeah, one of my best friends growing up was
I have
Scene.
I have an Uncle Sean, who's SHAWN.
That's how I spelled it.
Don't like that
no,
last
Shaun
one.
of the Dead. Yes.
Shaun of the Dead. Terry's going to look at her and say, there's a whole society of vampires here in the city. There's a lot of rules and things that you have to follow. You guys were breaking all sorts of them, so we had to put a stop to it.
I mean, nobody told us the rules. How are we supposed to know that?
Not my fault, but speaking of which, do you know how you became a kindred? By the way, that's what you are now.
I don't know. It happened, like, I mean, Sean and I, like, we dated, and we weren't like I don't know. I didn't think we were ever gonna like last, but we kind of kept coming back to each other. We just were in between other people. Then, like, I guess it was a couple of months ago, he came back around and, wanted to go out late one night. And I thought, why the hell not? And he was different. And then, well, things happened and he got really fuzzy. And the next time I remembered anything, it was like this.
See, and so, well, there you go. Terry turns to Alex. There's your whole case, right?
As long as Mike was also turned by Sean.
Where'd this one come from?
I don't really know. I mean, Mike was there, and I mean, we haven't spent a whole lot of time trying to get to know each other's past.
So he's just like Sean's buddy.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm quite curious. Where did Sean like to hang out before he came back to you? Was there a particular crowd, particular part of town that he would like to visit often?
I mean, I moved to the city a few years ago. Sean moved here maybe a year before I did. We met here at the city. I mean, you know how it is. You bounce around apartments all over the place. I guess here recently, I've been living over near like 30th Street in one of those old rundown apartment buildings. I mean, I don't know. We'd see each other at like bars and clubs and stuff, and like I said, after a while, we just sort of arranged to hang out, and sometimes it, turn into a night, and sometimes it wouldn't.
Where did Sean live?
Again, kind of all over the place. I mean, this last time when he came to visit, he said he was between apartments and was like staying with a friend.
Was that friend Mike?
Honestly, I never really asked after what happened.
So you get turned, wake up, and Mike's just there all of a sudden?
I mean, he wasn't like there in the room or anything, but like, yeah, he was around pretty quickly thereafter. I mean, I guess I just assumed it was Mike. Sure.
Do you know if Sean turned Mike or Mike turned Sean?
I don't know. I never asked.
You just wake up with fucking superpowers and you don't ask questions?
Man, it didn't feel like waking up with superpowers to me. I don't know what the hell yours was like.
Fucking waking up in a meat locker surrounded by dead bodies.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
All I know is
Oh, don't forget being hunted down. That wasn't fun either.
all I knew is that, like, it was just very different. You know, I couldn't go out in the daylight anymore. Like, I got just so tired as it got to be dawn. And, I mean, Sean, he tried to explain, like, that first night that I had to find somewhere to be. And, I mean, I thought I was going to go back to my apartments and everything, but he just said that wasn't a good idea. And, I mean, we had that place you found us. Like, I thought it was crazy going to live out of a rundown, abandoned building when I had an apartment, but he just convinced me that going back to the apartment would end up with me dead. I don't know about you, but that ain't what I was after.
So if Terry removes the stake from Mike's chest, like he's still conscious after that, right?
I think
Yeah,
there's
he'll
a
wake back
like
up.
a period, right? There's a wait period in between between
he's
life or
teleport.
whatever it is.
I'll say in this circumstance, it'd be like a couple of minutes.
Terry's gonna pull
But-
out the stake from.
Hold on, Terry. Mate, one moment before. Can
Sure.
I do something? I'm going to prick my finger, and I bleed when I get injured,
Okay.
and I am going to smudge my blood on both Mike and Sean on their fingertips, and get a piece of paper and take their prints.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I will grab another piece of paper and look at Lisa and say, if you would be so kind to lend me your hand, so that way we might be able to aid in your disappearance from local authorities, so that way you can move around more freely once we're done with this whole thing.
Okay, sure.
So I'll smear my blood on her fingertips and get her. So I'll have 3 sets of prints, one for each of these guys. And I'll write on the back their current names that they are giving, and I will archive those for a future trip to the library.
Before Terry goes to pull up the stake, Rain's gonna lean in towards Lisa. All right. So we're about to wake these guys up, ask them some questions. I got a couple tips for you, and it'll be really good for your health if you listen to them. Tip number 1, don't say a fucking word. Sit there, stare out the front window, don't say a thing. And if you try to run, I won't be as nice as Blake. I will kill you. Tip number 2, when we get to where we're going, and you meet whatever asshole we work for, just fucking apologize your life out. Grovel before them. It's the only way you're gonna live. And then Rain's gonna hop out the Suburban and close the door.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Terry's gonna pull out the stake from Mike's chest. He's gonna stay right on top of that guy though, like literally sitting on him, so he can't go anywhere or do anything.
And when you pull the stake out, nothing happens immediately. But then his eyes start to, like, you can see like movement coming back to his eyeballs. And then his like eyes fly open. He starts to like jump up, but you got him under control, and he's like, what the shit?
Welcome back to the world, Mike.
Man, fuck you.
Ah, wouldn't that be nice? Hey, who are you?
Like, you already called me Mike. You know who I am.
Yeah, I know your name. I know nothing else about you.
Why should I tell you shit, man?
Uh, can I roll an intimidate check?
Sure.
Is there aiding in Vampire?
Can I
Honestly,
do
can't remember, so we'll pretend there is.
Can I do intimidation and strength? Because basically, I want to
Hang
feel
on just one
like
second, guys.
I want to be creepy Batman inside this Suburban.
yeah, I just want to be like, do you really want to fuck with like and fucking tussle with me again, dude?
You're
Like,
Bane, and I'm gonna be over here with a white mask in the corner of the van, be like, "You wanna do what he says?"
You're like the Court of Owls. That's dope.
So, how's Legacy campaign prep going, Nick?
slowly. Yeah. I could be
What a-
doing more. No, I have the level 1 stuff pretty much like mapped out like how I want to do it. But the rest of it I need to do a little more prep on.
Gotcha.
I mean, the character concepts are
Sorry.
still coming in.
I'm back.
All right, so Terry's can I use intimidation and strength because I already kicked his ass once.
Sure.
And if I can aid, I would like to use manipulation and subterfuge and say, "Oh, he's not that rough. Just do what he says."
Look, man,
Lying to this guy.
when I tell you that my word is bond and I will shove this stake straight through your chest again and then just dump you off with people who are much worse than I am. Who knows? Maybe using your words could actually help you.
Rain's
And-
gonna. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Rain's gonna walk up behind Terry and not even acknowledge him. This is pointless. You should just kill him now.
Wait, I thought you stepped out of the Suburban.
Yeah, I thought the dude was in the trunk of the Suburban. I got this in my head wrong. Sorry.
I was gonna say you walked out of the. Are you still in the car?
Well, yeah, you guys are at like a parking garage.
Oh,
in the
okay.
middle of the night.
Maybe open up the back hatch.
Yeah, I thought we were
Rain
like
is standing there.
because in my head we're sitting in the Suburban. Terry got out to open the trunk where the two past guys out were and ripped out the stake.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
It's like the third row. I mean, all you have to do is turn around, right?
Yeah, but like I
Third
like
row's
I like
down
the
for more
imagery
trunk
of us
room.
standing like there with this like open behind us.
Oh, that's really cool. And then
Like
I'll
the-
be
yeah.
up. I'll be up on the second row of seats like a crazy lunatic.
There you go. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But yeah, we should kill this guy.
And
No, I'm just
You-
trying to
you-
intimidate. I don't actually mean
no, I
that.
get that.
Okay.
But you guys see that, like, this guy knows when he's beat. And clearly he's beat.
Yeah.
So, like, he finally just kind of gives in and just starts answering questions.
So
as
Mike, who are you?
And he basically tells you that, he's just a guy. He's been living in the city for a while. He went to some of the same bars as this guy, Sean. And, they got in a habit of, like, meeting up on most weekends sort of got into like a poker group together. They sort of struck up a friendship, nothing like super serious, but they sort of start going to the same places. They felt like they brought each other decent luck when they were playing poker. And then on one of the nights when he thought they were going to go to this new club or this new like home game that Sean had heard about, Sean like talked him into coming out to this game. And when he got there, or when they got to the house, from that point he doesn't really remember much. And the next, that night he woke up like this, and he was really confused at first, but started to kind of enjoy having the sort of powers that you have.
Do you remember where that house was?
Shit.
Please
Yeah.
don't be my house. Please don't be my house.
It was. God, it was weird. Like, it was over in Shadgrove somewhere. Like,
That's new information.
I mean, it was a nicer neighborhood. Like, it's a home game, so you expect it to be somewhere maybe a little nicer. Man, I don't remember where specifically. Like, I mean, Sean was driving. He knew the place.
So, as far as you know, was Sean already a kindred before you were turned?
I'm pretty sure he was, man. Like, I wouldn't even swear there was actually a game out there.
Which one of you turned Lisa?
Sean did. I don't even know how.
Insight check.
Sure.
I have terrible insight. I don't want to do this.
I do. I can do it.
I got 2 points in insight.
I also.
I got
have 2
detect
points in
lies.
insight.
You guys are both there.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
detect lies, which gives me an additional die to my insight check.
What attribute goes with insight?
Wits,
Wits,
maybe?
Yeah, I think wits is probably the most appropriate.
Can I do intelligence?
Sure.
Cool. 3.
Yeah, he's
Also
again. You've cowed him. He seems to be telling you the truth.
Mike, what do you know about the Camarilla?
Emma, what's a?
Yeah, that's what I thought. He sticks the stake back in his chest.
So he was fucking pointless. He didn't know
Yeah,
anything.
Sean's the one we need to talk to.
Fuck, he's almost dead. What do we do?
Wait.
He's been bludgeoned repeatedly. I think he needs blood to wake up.
Not happening.
What if you put a stake in him and then put blood in him? He would recover to a point?
Is it like, can we use our blood?
No, I think he needs to feed to recover from that kind of beating.
Rain's gonna start looking around.
You gonna snatch a homeless guy out? Just
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, well, it doesn't matter to Rain.
Terry looks over at Alex and says, "You know this stuff better than I do, but at this point, don't we have our case or whatever that he's broken the
should
traditions?"
have more than enough to perform in front of the Camarillas, Sheriff.
I don't think we need to wake him up. Might as well just keep him out until he's there.
Yeah, but we still don't know
Well,
who let these. Sorry,
From
Ryan.
the sound of things, Lisa and Mike were at the mercy of Sean. Sean seems like the biggest piece of shit, and Lisa and Mike just sort of seem stirred up in his wake.
Bishop will look at Lisa. Well, considering that I think Sean is going to be going down for some illegal activity within our community, there might be a chance for you and Mike to redeem yourselves.
Are you still crouched on the seat?
Yes. No. I just like plop on the back seat and put my head in her lap and just look right up in her face.
Oh, you're doing such a good job being creepy.
And he's kind of just like kicking his feet, just do. I think that there is an opportunity for you to be part of something bigger, Lisa. Don't waste your new life on him. And he gestures to the back seat.
Lisa was told very specifically to sit there, shut up, and not say a damn thing.
Oh, that's right. What time is it?
I'll say about now Blake's getting to y'all's prearranged meeting location.
Just because you can't speak doesn't mean you can't agree. Do you agree with my proposal, or do you want to suffer the consequences of Sean as well? You can nod if you agree.
She nods vigorously.
But she's not running.
Good. You are quite intelligent. Keep that head on you. It'll serve you well. Terry, I think we might have someone that might want to work with us.
She might get that choice. She might not.
Yes. But we also need people to help patrol. It might be useful to have someone as quick as her. Not as quick as Blake, but she's pretty good.
Jay, I think it's mighty kind of you to volunteer to speak up on her behalf.
Word is bond, man. You can do it.
Of course I can.
I don't like that we're
don't
just gonna.
think that's not a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea.
You're the one arguing for it now.
So Blake, you have just arrived. I'm going to say it's about 11 o'clock. I mean, you guys got started on this pretty early.
How long of a drive is it to get to the museum?
It took you about 20 minutes.
Okay, so we got a little bit of time.
But unless you guys have specific actions you want to take, we can skip forward to the...
Unless there's a way to wake up Mike.
I do have one point. I don't like turning this son of a bitch in when we haven't fucking talked to him, because I don't think we're gonna get any answers the minute we give him over.
That's true.
And I want to know who fucking put these jackasses in our territory.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Sean, right? Sean is the guy we're trying to get information out of?
Yeah, he's totally unconscious.
You got
But
until 1 a.m. range.
You have any blood on you?
You all look to Alex.
As I say, I know Alex changed his...
Oh, that's right. You don't do
type.
blood bags anymore, right?
Yeah, because
But he is still a scene queen in the philanthropy realm. You could still get access to a blood bank if you wanted it.
You have like an emergency flask.
I've got a bag stashed away back at work for emergencies.
Well, is anybody hungry?
There he is.
Always hungry, Rain.
I thought you wanted to wake up Sean.
I mean, two birds, one stone.
I'm not
Maybe.
going to go get the bag of blood if it's just for somebody to have a drink. Do you want to wake up Sean? You got till 1 a.m. All I'm saying is it's an option. But it means we got to swing by one of the med clinics.
is getting answers from Sean, who might not even fucking know anything. Worth that?
I would like to know who turned Sean, and know who's ultimately turning people loose in our
Alex,
territory.
Well,
is there a reason you can't just ask him when he's on trial?
Well, they'll have
He
ways of
might
waking
not
him
be
up. Right?
conscious yet.
well, correct me if
hello,
I'm
Blake.
wrong, because my brain. But we are working for the prince.
Yeah,
And we are taking these guys to the prince.
correct.
So any information they get, the prince is probably going to give to us. And so why would we risk waking him up and having something happen when we can give him to the prince and be like, hey, tell us what information you have so we can help you squash this bug.
Because we don't necessarily trust the prince to give us any information.
It's also
if
our
we don't
job.
Hear it
It's our job to secure this area, and if we're like, "Oh, please help us," it's kind of looks bad on us.
It's not, hey, please help us. It's, hey, we found these guys and we're following leads and we're taking control of this area.
It's a reward.
I'm worried the answer is going to be it's none of our business anymore.
I'm less worried about that and more worried about some sort of curveball that Sean might throw their way if he does wake up. Like, what if he says it was one of us that turned him?
We've been in contact with them since the get-go. We have alibis. Vote?
I mean, I guess I'm just having a hard time why we wouldn't trust the prince, other than the fact that we're new at this. I mean, he wants us to do this. He's entrusted us with this. Why wouldn't we share?
My character has an issue with authority and the current power structure, so that's why he doesn't trust the prince.
Well, that's fair.
Rain's worked for a lot of crime lords, and he knows they're all lying bastards who'll do anything for power, so he just assumes the prince is the same type of man. He's never even met him, but just because that's the people he's always worked for, he just assumes that the prince is a power-hungry asshole who will throw anybody into the fire to get what he wants.
Harry is knowledgeable in politics and is charismatic and understands how power works and knows that knowledge is power. So we probably should talk to him first. To the blood bank!
To the blood bank.
Let's run over a person in the middle of the night.
Well, I mean, we could keep them here if, Blake, you want to run Alex over to the blood bank really fast. Your car is faster anyway.
And the sooner I get away from them, the better. Yes, definitely. Shall we?
All right, so you guys head to the closest blood bank, which, luckily for you, is located across the street from the hospital.
Ooh, near the bodega.
I mean, you guys selected the place for a reason,
Near the circuit
located.
shack, too. I like it. All the fun stuff in one location.
I'm proud of this map. This map makes me happy inside. It needs more.
Now, Blake got info for the drop-off, and do we know what district that's going to be going to?
20 minutes away.
In Mirbest.
Mirabest. Okay, thank you.
But Alex, again, they know you there. They know occasionally you swing by, late nights, kind of check in. Yeah, you'll bring them donuts and that kind of stuff.
Drop off some coffee for some of the late night nurses.
Exactly. And so you keep up appearances in a way that makes sure that they understand that even on the night shift, they're still valued and appreciated. And you drop by kind of the volunteer area, and they, because of your contributions to the network, you have basically extra keys that you've managed to acquire to get you in when needed. And you managed to slip back in there.
Underestimate the power of befriending the janitorial staff.
Exactly. And you bring a cooler in, not like anything that's super obvious, but you bring a cooler in, and that you're used to doing this. You always bring a cooler in, and inside the cooler is the snacks and the goodies and the coffee and everything. And it just happens to have enough room to take a bag or two out when you leave. So you acquire your couple of bags, one for you and one for them.
Excellent.
And so this really doesn't take you very long. Again, you've established a relationship with these folks. So you are able to acquire this, I'll say in under 30 minutes. So you figure that it's probably about time to start heading in the direction of Elysium.
Don't want to keep the sheriff waiting.
But you can almost certainly revive Sean on your way over there.
All right.
Storyteller, is there any way I could use a premonition for that whole conversation that we had, or part of those conversations, and try to record them on a phone or something?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
You'd already used your premonition. Well, I guess it's not like it's not a D&D activity. So,
or if not, then Bishop can have a conversation with Lisa and try to coerce her into giving him information, maybe on the ride to the sheriff, to either exonerate her or give more damning evidence and have her be just as guilty as Sean.
Sure.
So
you're having a quiet conversation with Lisa on the ride over, as the others are talking to Sean.
Yeah, see where she lies. If she really wants to live in this new life, or if she wants to stay with her Sean.
And I can go ahead and tell you that she's much more interested at this point in survival. She has effectively no loyalty to Sean. They weren't like in love or anything. He just took advantage of their relationship to turn her, and she still doesn't entirely understand why, other than the idea that he wanted company and people he could boss around.
Perfect. Yeah, so Bishop will use his ability to lie and manipulate to, and his insight to detect lies to basically coerce a conversation to see how trustworthy Lisa will be if we were to take her under our wing. And then record that, and then if I have to use it or doctor it later, I will.
Okay. All right, for the rest of you, you feed Sean. Basically, you start pouring some blood into his mouth, and it starts to like absorb in, and you can see some of the wounds starting to heal a little bit. And you keep, basically, it takes basically the bag of blood to allow him to heal enough that he starts to regain his consciousness. And much like when you pulled the stake out of Mike, he starts to rouse, and then suddenly he's there. But you keep him under control, and you are free to interrogate him.
Good morning, sweetheart.
Remember us?
And as he's looking around, he once again sees Alex, and he goes, "You son of a bitch."
I warned you, didn't I?
Oh, fuck off.
Terry punches him in the face.
and he gives you like just a nasty look, and he clearly doesn't really care. You've already ruined like
It's a
everything he had
dominance
going.
thing.
Fair.
All right, Sean. We've already talked to your two friends, and seems that you've gone and been breaking some pretty big rules.
Rules? What fucking rules?
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I'll do the same. I got 3 successes.
Woo.
Yeah, he's not that he's baffled. He's just like, you can just tell clearly he's like, rules don't apply to me. What the hell are you talking about?
How long have you been doing this vampiring, Sean?
Why the hell should I tell you anything?
Oh, because we're about to take you to some people who are going to stick you in the sunlight.
Bullshit.
Jay pops up over the back of the seat.
Man, whatever.
Have you ever heard of the Camarilla?
Yeah, I heard of them.
Who'd you
I
hear
got told
about
about
from?
them. Bunch of stuck-up assholes.
Yeah.
Don't
Who'd you hear
appreciate what
about
we
them
got.
from?
I know people.
I'd like some names. It might help you not be dead. Because otherwise, and he's going to point at Alex, he's going to make sure that you wind up dead.
Alex is going to shoot a wink in the rearview mirror.
Look, he doesn't like you. You're not in a good spot. So,
I
talking's
don't
your
like
only
you
way that's going
assholes
to get you
either.
any
So,
kind of
you
help.
know, what merry fucking world.
You could keep your mouth shut to your grave, but if you want any chance of survival, I'd start squawking.
I mean, look, if you assholes are going to kill me now that you've got me like this, then clearly there's not shit I can do about it. Why should I help you? Why do I care what you want?
Why do you have loyalty to whoever told you? Seems odd that you'd value keeping their names out your damn mouth than trying to save your own skin. Lisa here, she's already thrown you under the bus. You know, she's going to try to save her own skin. Mike, same thing. Kind of surprised you have no sense of survival for such a fucking dirtbag.
And Rain, make an intimidation roll.
Sure.
Alright, so Rain's gonna turn around, and I'm going to use my eyes of the beast discipline. My eyes have a red gleam, and I add 2 dice to my intimidate. And then
Really love when he does the eyes.
I'm gonna tell you, because either way we're gonna fucking give you to him. But you answer our questions, you go as you are. You don't answer our questions, you fight back and we deliver you in fucking pieces. And trust me when I say it's going to take a real long time for you to die. And then, what do... manipulation? Or, yeah, that'd be manipulation. So...
It definitely sounds like a manipulation.
Intimidation, manipulation, and then +2.
Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow. That's low.
You have a reroll at the session, I think, right? Isn't there a reroll thing we got?
You can use a willpower point.
Willpower point. Yes.
Can I use
Willpower point.
Yes.
Reroll up to 3 of those dice. Not the hunger die, but 3 of the other die.
3d10.
Yeah, roll 3d10.
I didn't mean to do it like that.
Oh,
Sorry.
there's a success.
2
There's another
success.
success.
Hey, there we go.
Hey,
So 3 of 2.
and a messy. That's a messy critical or
No,
messy success.
No, because it wasn't on
no,
the...
the messy's
if
only on the hunger
would've
die.
failed, it would have been a messy failure because he rolled the 1.
Correct.
No,
Or is it
And-
only messy if it's on the hunger die?
Correct, yeah.
Ah,
That's
okay,
when the
it.
beast comes out, right?
Got it.
Otherwise,
got it.
it's your primary stuff, yeah.
Got it. 3 successes. Good job, Jeremy.
Woohoo! That's the one rule I'm always going to remember.
Okay, so basically, you can tell that he's trying to just keep up like a tough face, but he's not happy about the situation he's in, and he's just trying to think of a way to get out of this without just, caving and just doing whatever you guys want.
Terry use his awe ability and just drag it out of him with it.
Sure,
That's what
we'll make
that
a little
does,
contest.
right? Pretty much.
It's not like control, but it makes him very amiable to your position.
I mean, it's free to try. I don't even have to rouse my hunger.
Correct. So
Yeah.
here's what I'll say.
I mean,
I
he's
assume
in a
that
lot of
Blake
awe
is
right
driving
now.
separately, right?
Yeah, she's got her car. So it's the contest of composure plus intelligence versus the user's manipulation and presence. So I do manipulation and presence.
So we'll do a couple of rolls. He's trying again. He's looking for something, whether it's something he can trade, offer. Again, he's trying to find a way out of this without just rolling over. Like
Yeah.
you can tell, he's enough of a macho guy that he just does not want to be seen as knuckling under.
Yeah, Terry basically wants to belittle him and emasculate him so much that it's like literally breaks down into tears.
So in that case, you're going to roll what you feel like rolling.
Well, it says that I roll
It's contested, right?
manipulation and presence, but I don't see presence.
Presence is your points in that skill, Nick. So
Yep.
I have 1 point of presence. So whatever the top of that skill, you might
my
have 2
thing.
points.
your
Oh,
powers.
it's 1 point. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, so
build
you'll
a
have
discipline.
manipulation plus 1.
Here we go. Okay.
And then he gets to use 2 primary stats to...
Yeah, he
Compete.
has to use composure and intelligence.
Okay.
It's not. Hold on. How do I set this up? Build. Oh, okay. Here we go. Attributes, manipulation, discipline, presence, roll. Oh, I only got 1 success. That's unfortunate.
He only got
Huh.
1 success.
Can I
I
use
still
my
feel like
charisma instead
Hold
of
on.
manipulation because my charisma's higher?
I still feel like you should get a skill as well, or
Yeah, that's right out of the
I feel like you
handbook,
should
though.
be getting a bonus. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, wait. You add the presence rating to any skill roll involving persuasion or performance. So add a persuasion if you have it, Nick, or performance.
I do have persuasion. I have 3 dots in persuasion.
So
that
add
makes
3d10
way
to
more
that.
sense.
Yeah,
and then
that seems
so it
more
should
like it.
just be +1 for my presence. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird at the top. So you have an additional 2 successes. So 3 of 2 for you, right?
Or I could just roll 1.
Oh,
more
did you
for
just re-roll the whole thing?
Presence. I re-rolled the whole thing. So let me just roll 1 more. So this would be the additional die for the presence. Okay. So I still got 2 and he got 1.
Right. So you're making a dent, and we'll go one more time. And if you end up with more net successes or if you end up with net successes, you have won this contest. If he
Okay.
ends up with net successes, he basically ignores all your belittling.
Can I use my charisma instead of manipulation, or do I have to use manipulation?
I think if you're doing all, you have to use manipulation
Okay.
because
And then I'll add an extra die this time.
he's not being drawn to your natural charismatic behavior. You're intentionally trying
That's fair. That's fair. It's slightly different. Oh, I win. I got 3.
Yep. So he does eventually crack, and is like finally kind of settling into the idea that no, you guys really are taking him somewhere where they're likely to kill him.
You think Terry's bad?
Aries,
Wait.
the nicest one you're gonna meet.
You think Terry's bad? Just wait till you meet the sheriff.
So, Sean, who
What?
told you about the Camarilla?
The guy who like told me all the stuff about what it was like to be a vampire. I mean, I don't know, the guy who made me into one.
Do you know his name?
He only ever told me his name was Ian.
Ian or Ethan?
Like IAN? Okay.
Oh.
And this Ian, where can I find him?
I honestly don't know, man. Like,
How did he find you?
Mike and I used to like do poker tournaments and stuff, you know? Like we kind of how we met, how we like sort of got to hang out. And I got invited to this game one time at a hotel. And this guy, like, I don't know, man, he was different. Didn't seem to matter what the hell I had. He always knew if I was bluffing. He knew when I had the cards, he'd lay down. And like it didn't seem like he was actually that good. It's just like he could read me, man, you know? Well, I got down big. And I don't know, like he made a deal or a bet. Like I really honestly didn't even know what to make of it. But when I lost the last time, I don't know, it's like he attacked me. But once I was awake again, he he told me what I was now. And I didn't believe him, but then he had this other guy with him start opening up the blackout curtains in the hotel room. And shit, I've never been so scared of daylight in my life.
Who was the other guy?
I don't know. I never got a name. And he's clearly with Ian, but I don't know who the hell he was.
What did he look like?
And for that matter, what does Ian look like?
It's very important.
Like, okay, so the other guy, he was like a little tall, like I don't know, maybe about 6 foot, and like pretty slim built. Looked kind of like a runner, you know. Had dark hair, like just long enough that he had like a short little ponytail thing in the back. don't know, maybe like slightly Asian features. That's, I don't know, I couldn't like sketch him or anything, but that's about what he looked like.
All right.
And,
How long have you been doing the vampire thing, Sean?
I don't know, about 6 months, I guess.
Have you seen him in those 6 months?
Like the other guy or Ian?
Either one.
No, not the other guy, man.
What about Ian?
Yeah, like Ian spent about a week kind of like, I guess, showing me the ropes, if you will. And I don't know, then he just disappeared.
And you haven't seen him since?
No. Like I thought maybe he was just, trying to see if I could actually do it. I figured he'd like show back up in a few days. But no, I think that asshole's gone, man.
Did he have an accent? Either of them?
Yeah, I guess he kind of did. I mean, it wasn't like real pronounced, but definitely sounded a little European, like not exactly British, but some like there was a hint of something. Maybe like I don't know, maybe it was even slightly Eastern European. It's hard to say. I'm not great with accents. And I mean, Ian, he I don't know, he was handsome. Like he wouldn't actually. I don't think he was 6 foot, but like elegant, you know. Uh, I don't know. He just had this look like he just knew things, and like he just looked through you, you know. I don't know, but I guess I was scared. I mean, I had these new powers and everything, but
Have you been in Ridgemont the whole time?
well, like I went back there, like the hotel. It was it was on the outskirts of Mirbest, like kind of between Mirbest and Shadgrove. And I stayed there for, another few days right after I was turned. But then when Ian disappeared, I went back to, like try to go back to my apartment. But where I'd been missing, like work had been calling and all that kind of stuff. And I couldn't, it's not like I could call him back during business hours. And I mean, I paid my rent. Like sometimes it was late, sure, but I guess my landlord got tired of
Look,
not
Sean,
hearing
we
from
are
me.
almost there. You need to go faster.
Oh, well, what do you want to know? I told you I've been doing this for like 6 months.
Yeah, okay. So you haven't had any contact with any other vampires except for us in those 6 months since this guy left you high and dry?
No, like,
Who set you up with the contact for Ian's card game?
Oh, good question.
shit, man. I forget his name. Shifty fucker, but he was always around the card games. I don't know, I want to call him Roach, but I know that ain't right. I think it's just what some people called him because he was kind of like a cockroach, always sort of hiding in the shadows. But
Where'd you meet him?
I said he was always around the games.
Yeah, where?
I don't know. I usually played. There were a few places around in Ridgemont that you could get a regular game. I think it was probably over at. Yeah, I bet it was at the VFW hall. They usually had a decent game. You know, some of those old timers got nothing better to do than sit around and gamble all day.
Um, are you the one that turned Mike?
Yeah, I felt like I needed somebody else to like help and just keep me from going insane. You know?
So there was the house that you took him out to Shagrove. That was all just to ambush him.
Yeah, man. I knew I could get him out there if I told him there's a game where you might be able to get a good score on.
I think I'm out of questions.
Bishop will be keeping an eye on Lisa during that whole conversation just to see if she's giving any hints of knowing this information before it was told to us, if she recognizes it or not.
You get the impression she doesn't look surprised. Like, she doesn't look surprised, but not in that, like, I've heard this story before. Just in that, yeah, that sounds exactly like Sean.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, that's good.
All right. If there's no more questions, then you guys are arriving at the delivery entrance for the Modern Art Museum. You see Blake's already parked. She's gotten out. So you parked the Suburban next to her.
Yeah, pretty close.
Do we, as kindred, know how to bind a kindred to bring them in for interrogation so they don't try to wrap it on us?
Well,
Hey, you
right
can just-
now I have him in awe. This guy's staked, and she's scared shitless.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
I'm just covering our bases.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, Bishop will whisper to Lisa, "It is in your best interest to not run in this particular territory. There is far more of us in the area. It's best that you cooperate."
When we get to our location, Rain's gonna look at Lisa and be like, "You can talk now." Just, I didn't know if she was still scared.
Don't worry, she said more than enough.
She is, but like she recognizes that yes, she can talk, but she's choosing not to say anything. So, as everybody gets out, I assume you're going to be hauling the rest of them in.
Yeah, Mike's over Terry's shoulder, and then just walking Sean in front of him up
I'll walk with
into
Sean.
there.
Just make sure he doesn't bolt at the last minute.
Remember, Lisa, confidence and willingness to adhere to the proceedings. If you show jitteriness or you look like you're ready to run, it'll be worse for you. So go with the plan, go with the flow, you'll be all right. And Jay will escort Lisa.
All right, as you get to the delivery entrance, there's like kind of a garage door style entrance, and of course next to it is a normal door. The normal door is flanked by two I'll say not exactly bulky guys, but two fit individuals who are clearly on guard. You don't see any obvious weapons, but they are definitely setting off kind of a dangerous vibe. And they see Blake walking up, and one of them nods, opens the door, looks inside, and announces, "The parties have arrived." And they hold the door for you.
I'm glad you noticed. And she'll turn around and usher everyone to follow her.
Quick to follow Blake inside.
As you go down the hallway, obviously this is not a displaced area, but they still have some fairly nice art pieces lining the hallway walls. Nothing, prints of things. Posters of prior shows at the gallery and that kind of thing. And one of the guards from the door is escorting Blake and has actually held out his arm for her to rest her hand on. And
what does he look like?
Is he fugly?
I mean, he's not he's not Terry handsome, but he's a perfectly passable man in a suit.
Then she'll allow it, and she'll rest her arm on his.
And he is leading you down the hallways. Take a couple of turns, and you end up in what is clearly a large storage area that has had a space cleared out. Looks like there's some crating and things, and you can see a couple of stands for some rather unique sculptures that Blake, were a couple of years ago were on display. They were a part of a collection from a well-known New Amsterdam abstract artist. But they've been cycled out of the display area and are now in storage.
She's just taking in all the sights, just happy to be in a beautiful location once again.
And as you are escorted into this large storage area, there's a space that's been cleared in the center. And there are two individuals dressed in a bit more antique clothing. They look like they're wearing suits that would have been more appropriate in the 40s than they are today. Just something about the way they're tailored and the way they fit. And sitting behind them in a simple folding chair is a young appearing man. Has dark hair, but in the lights you can see that the ends are tipped in red. He looks just completely expressionless, almost looks bored. But there's just something about him that makes it seem like that bored expression could just in an instant turn into a raging, violent storm. And he's sitting there just staring at you.
I recognize him though. We've
You
met
do.
before.
You recognize the sheriff.
And just to double check, it's Gareth, Garath. I was close.
despite his resting bitch face, she's going to approach him and come in for her greeting, almost like she would when she was at James, you know, like the lean in, the kiss each cheek thing. She's gonna go for that.
I'm going to say that you would know that in this particular setting, that's not appropriate.
More of a bowing kind of a
Yeah,
situation.
more of a curtsy type situation.
This guy's old school.
Okay.
But
Blake
he's clearly waiting.
and she's going to look at him and smile and kind of tilt her head in respect and say, I knew I could count on you to find the perfect meeting place.
And did we ever establish what Blake's last name is?
No. She's Blake.
Okay.
She's like Rihanna. You don't need a last name.
Fair enough. Yes, Blake. I was told that you had issues to be dealt with. Issues to deal with the traditions. I assume that is who you have with you. Can we proceed?
It'll be our pleasure. And she's gonna like gesture to the group behind her and kind of step aside and let them take the lead.
Like Terry will like throw down a mic on the ground.
If it pleases Sheriff Black, we have a few violators of tradition that we thought worth bringing to the attention of some greater authorities. If you are unaware of who we are some progenitors over near the Ridgemont municipal area on behalf of the Prince's Domain. And in the due diligence of our own course of maintaining his property lines and all there it holds therein, we came upon some cockroaches in the Prince's Domain, and we saw that it would be best that these pests to be, well, at least brought to light. It is our understanding that there is a gentleman by the name of Ian who isolated one of these scumbags out in where? He took him out to Shadgrove?
Yes.
Shadborough.
At a hotel near the Shadgrove, turned him over a hand of cards, and this individual felt it his own compulsion after a week of tutelage under this Ian to begin a new district of his own and started unfolding a new masquerade of sorts, turning one, as he gestures to the guy with the stake in his chest, by the name of Mike, and another ex-lover by the name of Lisa, whenever he felt so compelled by his loneliness. It is our understanding that this Sean has been using the Prince's Domain for his own personal feeding grounds in order to turn and continue to sire about at his own whim and fancy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I'm so fat.
yeah, those are some abs. Wow.
If it pleases with the sheriff, please put his shirt back on.
No. We
Please
must.
don't.
No. He's fine.
Even the necklace is too much.
Very
I'm
fine.
distracted.
I believe I understand the case you were making. But as always, there are formalities. Will you please cite the violations you wish to see addressed?
Can I pull Alex aside just briefly?
Alex is not going to break eye contact with the sheriff.
I'll come up to your shoulder really creepily.
You can do the thing where, like, you put your hand over the microphone and you lean in to whisper to him.
Yeah, I'll just really creepily. I'll come up to his ear with my mask on. Are you damning all three of them, or just Sean?
You said you wanted to put your foot forward for Lisa. If you'd like to speak on our behalf, you're more than welcome to.
She
But
could
I'm
be
about to
useful.
present their violations.
She could be useful, but at the same point, she seems kind of a ditz. So I was really lying to her to try to get information. So I'll let you take it as you will, and we can go from there.
So he'll uncover the microphone with his hand.
Step away.
It is our understanding that Sean was sired without the prince's permission, but he has continued to sire others in violation of the third tradition. And in so siring further generations, he has made it his business and their own to break the fifth tradition and not honoring the domain that we have been given rule over.
I see. Do the accused have any words in their own defense? And Sean basically steps up and says in so many words that it was all this Ian guy. Like, if anybody should be in trouble, it should be him. You know, he just ran off and left Sean, abandoned him to do whatever, and wasn't aware there were any rules or anything. And so, like, if there's like someone who should be getting in trouble, it should be Ian.
Jay will try to whisper to Lisa, remember, confidence. Prove that you're worth something.
And Lisa looks at you, and she steps up and says, I will accept whatever punishment is required, but I beg the mercy of the sheriff. And she looks back at you to see if that's kind of what she's supposed to be doing.
Ooh.
No response.
Yeah, I got this blank mask, and if you could see behind the mask like an Iron Man, he's like, ugh, real cringy, like, oh my god. He will very subtly raise his hand, amp up the volume, proceed.
And she goes back to looking at the sheriff and just gets unnerved at the cold stare she's getting. And just quiets down. I see. As sheriff of New Amsterdam, granted this office to the auspices of the prince of this city, I have heard the case and am ready to pass judgment. And he stands up. For violating the third tradition, violations of the fifth tradition, violations of the second tradition. 3 accused are convicted. Punishment shall be meted out immediately. And he steps forward. One of the 2 bodyguards, effectively, that were standing there during this whole session, he reaches his hand to that person's back, and you hear a ring of steel as it slides out of a scabbard. And just slow enough so that each of you can see what's happening with your heightened senses, but faster than you can truly track. The sheriff steps between the two guards, and there's just the faintest flicker, and a line appears across the neck of each of the three illegal vampires. All three start to choke and sputter and just fall.
Bishop.
And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
as you look, again, the movement happens so quickly you could just tell that it was him doing it. But as he has kind of circled back to stand in between the two guards, you see the first expression you've seen on his face, and it's a deeply satisfied smile.
Bishop pulls a handkerchief out of their vest and dabs the mask where the eye slots are. It is quite a shame, isn't it? Such young things that don't know any better. Shame.
It is a shame.
Anyway, thank you,
The
Sheriff.
responsibility lies with the sire. His punishment shall be just as swift.
And I assure you, if we ever find him in our neck of the woods, that we will make sure to bring him for the same punishment. If not a little worse, considering all of the tenets he's breaking.
We are keeping an eye on your progress. So far, you seem to be performing your tasks well. Do not disappoint the prince. He has put faith in you. It is best that you earn it.
Well, since you're the sheriff and all, you should know that Monica skipped town. Left on a plane.
I did suspect as much. She did seem to specialize in trying to be evasive. But having abandoned her duties so callously, well, we will find her. She is certainly smart enough not to return to the city, but we will find her. I do appreciate the information. I had not yet had that confirmed. And Victor?
Still looking into it.
Well, you also find that Victor has fled. Please do report. Should you find that he has not fled, I will be even more interested to see what has occurred. And then he turns to look at Blake. Was there any more business you had for the sheriff this eve?
This is all the time. We'll take it first.
Excellent.
We should just bow our head again.
As he starts to leave, he looks back at you and says, I am looking forward to your next display. I was quite proud of your last one. Ryu was particularly enthusiastic.
Who was enthusiastic?
Ryu?
Yeah, Ryu, the owner of the shop where you did all your fashionista stuff.
Okay, I was like, that's a name. That's a name right there.
Hadouken!
And she'll just she'll look up with a smirk and nod again.
Good evening.
Until next time.
And off he goes.
As we leave, Jay will sidle up to Rain. Rain, I think that we might need to run a little subversion of these 3 individuals that might have been perpetrating crimes in our area. What do you think?
What do you mean subversion? What are you talking about?
Well, I have the 3 sets of fingerprints. Perhaps we can set up a heist or some form of distraction to get, if they betrayed any crimes in our area, we can direct the authorities in a place that is not near us, if we need to, as a distraction.
No, just go make some noise on the other side of town and leave their prints everywhere.
Exactly. Or if we need something, we can frame someone who's already dead. It'll have the local police running in circles for years.
Worried that those government fucks might already know who those people are. But if we have them pop up somewhere else, that would help us. How we could fuck up shit over on the docks.
Perhaps there's an investigation and they find a set of fingerprints that aren't ours. Could be useful. Just keep it in your mind in case we need to use it.
Got you.
And I think that's probably what we'll wrap it up for tonight.
That was cool, Ben.
That was intense.
You did a good job, buddy.
Ryan got to lawyer? That was awesome.
Oh,
Have all
awesome.
3 of those motherfuckers. No more punk ass bitches.
No more punk ass bitches.
If she would have showed more confidence in that interrogation with the sheriff, then I might have stepped in, but she punked out.
She was unnecessary.
Didn't need her.
Hi, Ryan really wants to speak up on her behalf, but Alex is a Vendru, and he's like, no, this is like mudblood shit.
Yeah. So's the rest of your crew, Ryan.
Yeah, but he kind of feels that way about you guys, too, because you're not Vendrus.
You elitist bastard.
I mean, in that all the vampires are kind of Slytherin house. Ventru's kind of Slytherin house, so
We're the most Slytherin of the house.
Super Slytherins.
I've been watching a lot of NCIS lately, and I think that Jay is going to turn into Abby from that show, if you see it.
I'm fine with that. I love that
Just
character.
creepy goth dude that's just like into the tech. Yes.
Love it.
Alright, I'm gonna go make food. You guys have a good night.
Hi, Jeremy.
Good night, Jeremy.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you for running, Ben.
hey, always fun.
Hell yeah, man.
That was good.
And yes, for purposes of future reference, you can always imagine that the sheriff is running around shirtless.
I mean, if I
At the
had that
very
body, I
least,
wouldn't
it's
wear clothes either.
Loose, very loose fitting shirt that is open. So are we going to play next week, or are we going to do the every 2 weeks thing?
Given the workload I'm getting at work right now, I'm going to suspect it's going to turn into an every 2 week sort of thing.
I'm fine with that.
Do we want to fill in every other week with bullshit?
You got something you want to run?
No.
If you have a good idea.
I've got bad ideas. Lots of them.
Sometimes those make for the best ideas.
Maybe it can turn into world building for Nick's new game.
I mean, I am going to have to do everyone's one-on-one sessions at some point.
Right.
It could be fun to give people parts.
Each schedule a Thursday with Nick.
Ooh.
Thursdays with Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of NPCs that people could be.
All right, I'm going to need all hands on deck for Lucas.
Yeah, we're going to have to bring extra people in.
Call in everyone you know.
Man, I'm turning into a director now. This is
Yep.
interesting.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night.
I've been.
Have a good
Had a
night.
lot of fun. Let you guys continue to play.
Night, Ben. I had
Night,
fun.
everybody.
I need to go to the grocery store. I'm out of coffee. It makes me sad.
That's a must-have.
Yeah. If I'm going to be awake tomorrow. Oh, is this the show?
This is the show that he made by himself when he pitched it to all the other stations. So this is basically the first season in like 7 minutes. But it gives you the gist of the show's vibes.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to go feed the dog.